Hey there YouTube, it's your boy V3, back with another kicking action figure review. Today we will be reviewing King Shazam from DC Comics. This is from the McFarlane DC Multiverse line. King Shazam first appeared in the Batman-Superman title, or was it Superman-Batman? Or was it Superman-Batman World's Finest? I think it was Superman-Batman? I haven't read it, admittedly. Most of what I read this guy in was Hell Arisen and like the Dark Knight's death mail kind of stuff, but I didn't read that. And the Dark Multiverse it was overdone by the end. DC kind of gave us almost like a full year or two of just straight Dark Multiverse. And it got tiring, but I like to get all the kind of Shazam-y Captain Marvel stuff. Plus, this guy was on clearance. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for him, because I saw him for full price several times, and I was like, no. But then I saw him on clearance, and I was like, hell yeah. Definitely. And to be completely honest, he's not my favorite. Like, he looks fine. Like, on a shelf, he'll look fine. There's a lot of good texture in, like, his bodysuit here. The, like, burlappy kind of cape is cool. He's got the same... This is the same feather piece from the Robin King. I don't really mind them reusing it. It's a nice piece, painted a different color. The head is fine, you know, he's got his creepy smile, lightning eyes. The hood functions really well. It's attached to the head, but it like tucks into the collar, so it doesn't look disconnected. You can pose it really well. That's good. The lightning contours to his chest, but it's also got a separate little rubber piece that hangs down, so even if you turn and articulate and pose it, it doesn't like you don't turn it and then half the lightning bolt stays here and half is up top. That's good. Could use a little more paint on the arms and legs. These buckles that aren't painted kind of really stick out. It's like, ooh, this is an adult collectible figure. You probably should have painted those buckles. But that's not really the only paint issue we have. Lots of these spikes are painted silver, but like the spikes on the hands, see how the full spike isn't painted, just the tips are silver? And they just kind of, that's just sloppy painting. That's not a cost-cutting measure because it's painted brown. This is the plastic color, I think, and then this is the paint, I want to say. So it's still... Both those colors are paint. But then, like, this side, it's mostly full. Still not entirely. So it's not even consistent from hand to hand. And speaking of hand-to-hand consistency, this hand is much bigger and meatier than this hand. So you see he comes with two fist hands, of course, one for each side, and then two of these kind of like snapping hands. I guess he snaps and then lightning strikes or whatever. Pretty cool. I'm just playing with one of each. But just look. They're so inconsistent. This one's much thinner. The fingers are kind of... They're a bit more like Bela Lugosi fingers, you know, and this is more like Andre the Giant hands. So weird. And like he has pointy kind of claw nails on this one, but then the nails on this one are rounded. These are thin and long and pointy, and these are round and dull and wide. It's just like their hands from completely it's like they're from two completely different characters. That's just bad. That's really poor. But while we're talking about accessories, he's one that is a little older, so he still has the black stand. Flying characters now get a different clear stand, which is cool. I actually like the new stands a lot, and I don't have a problem with this stand either. Really, I don't. It's fine. Here's his card. I hate how they changed cards to like product shots of the figure, because comic book art was way cooler. There were some really cool comic covers and stuff they could have used for the art on this, but they didn't. King Shazam, the Infected. I mean, it's still got the stuff on the back. Less stats. They really skipped out on the stats on this one. But I mean, it's got the good read-up still. I just hate that they switched to that. I don't know if that was a cost-cutting measure or if it was just... I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that is, but... It's much less cool. I prefer the comic art on these. Bring the comic art back, please. I know it's a personal preference, but pretty much everyone I've talked to about it agrees, so... Yeah. So paint and detail could be better. Accessories are fine. Accessories are fine. Articulation, you got the side-to-side. The head moves all around, you know. Got all this on the torso and waist. Lots of movement there. Forward and back on the arms, kind of got that butterfly-y sort of thing. Lots of decent movement. I mean, he moves all right, you know? He moves all right. In and out, forward, back. He's got a real thick bussy, but it's like kind of rubbery, so it doesn't hinder like a Marvel Legend often would. And I gotta give him props for that, you know? And this is also kind of softer plastic, but so it doesn't get in the way really either. I mean, that's nice. There's a lot of good articulation on this guy. Still could be a bit better. I mean, he's got peg holes and stuff on the bottom of the feet. He's fine, but he could be better. He could be a better figure. I feel like one cool thing McFarlane does is they try to make lots of relevant figures that are relevant to the comics or recent. And I give him props for that. But like, the more recent the character or the look, the more the figure seems to suffer from McFarlane. That's something I've noticed. The more recent characters have figures that suffer just a little bit more. Because, like, they made that Infinite Crisis Superboy Prime, and I thought it was great. I really liked that figure. And then I get to this guy, and it's like, did they rush him? And they could take their time with Superboy Prime? Because Superboy Prime came out great, I thought. And then this guy's just this guy. Lots of paint apps are bad, and inconsistency in sculpting. I don't know what's up. But I mean, just standing on a shelf, you know, both fist hands on, he'll be fine. He will be. Anyways, now let's get into size comparisons. Here he is with a DC Direct Unkillables Deceased Red Hood. Pretty good. Here he is with his own line with the John Kent Future State Superman. Bought them alongside each other. Bought all three of them alongside each other, actually, quite factually. Very cool. Who else should I show him with? How about another Dark Multiverse character? Like this big boy, Red Death. My favorite of the Evil Dark Knights. Very cool. I really love my speedsters. Speaking of Injustice 2 Flash. And we got another Injustice 2 review coming up. I already reviewed this Flash, but I will be reviewing like Godspeed and the Injustice 2 Dr. Fate and stuff. And of course, here's a Death Metal one. This is the Dark Knight's Death Metal Superman. Yeah, pretty cool. So that is it for McFarlane's DC Multiverse King Shazam. It's like there's a reason it was on clearance. It's not my favorite, but I am glad to have more Shazam characters. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I will be reviewing that John Kent Superman and that Unkillables Red Hood very soon. I've already reviewed the Deceased Superman, Injustice 2 Flash, and Red Death 2-pack. Those should all have been reviewed already. That's it. Thank you all once again for your support. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.